I'm pretty sure that most of you have flown on an airplane before, and some of you may have enjoyed the trip, some may have not, and obviously the experience of traveling on an aircraft depend on a variety of factors, such as the price, the route that you need to take to get to your final destination, the time it takes to travel, and many other things. But what if I told you that one additional factor that influences your travel experience is the aircraft type? This is probably something that you guys have not really thought about before. The two leading manufacturers of aircraft are Airbus and Boeing. And in today's speech, I'll be talking about why Airbus, to me, is the much better choice compared to Boeing, and I'm here to advocate for this particular aircraft type. I myself have flown on Airbus aircraft many times, as well as on Boeing. I've noticed a number of differences, and even every pilot and flight attendant will tell you that there are many differences as well. One of those differences is technology and innovation. Generally speaking, what pilots love so much about flying Airbus is it reduces their workload, and due to the automation and investments that have been made in this aircraft, flying it is a lot easier. And one of the key aspects that contribute to that is the fact that Airbus uses side stick technology, whereas Boeing uses what's called a yoke, basically a control wheel that, just like in a car, is in the middle. And the disadvantage of that is that Boeing pilots have to physically lean forward to be able to observe all the information that they need to look at, because yogis tend to block part of the view of the cockpit instruments and systems. Airbus does not do that. And the concept is basically like playing a video game with a joystick. It is easy to use and very convenient. And based on an article by the Pilot Institute, and I quote, "Airbus planes emphasize automation and computerized systems, reducing pilot workload," which means that not only among passengers, but particularly among crew members, Airbus has been very popular in the past. Also, when it comes to production capabilities, Airbus is definitely the number one, because Airbus produces its planes at a variety of locations, including Germany and France. We have an Airbus facility in Hamburg, not too far away from where I live, and France and Spain, as well as the UK, are the other locations. Boeing, on the other hand, only has one major production facility in the state of Washington, just north of Seattle. And one of the reasons why this is a problem for Boeing is because it does not promote economic vitality as much as Airbus does. More production facilities obviously means more jobs. So this is definitely another advantage for Airbus. And based on what the Epic Flight Academy says, Airbus production network is more geographically diverse. And there has been more bad news for Boeing in the past, not only with regard to the tragic Air India crash recently. That was a Boeing 787 Dreamliner that was involved. But also because of the lack of production capability for Boeing, they obviously do not manufacture and deliver as many aircraft as Airbus does. An article from DW News states that Boeing's deliveries last year were significantly lower than those of its rival Airbus, which delivered 766 aircraft. Boeing delivered 384, so that is a major difference. When it comes to fuel efficiency, just to be fair, both Airbus and Boeing have made significant and meaningful contributions. However, Airbus, once again, is the front runner. From sustainable aviation fuel and the desire to reduce CO2 emissions, Airbus is definitely on the top of its of the list, particularly because the absolute most fuel efficient aircraft right now in existence is the Airbus A350. It reduces fuel burn and CO2 emissions by an astounding 25%. And the initiative continues to go on. An article from Airbus states that the Airbus Intelligent Airframe philosophy focuses on environmental sustainability and high efficiency while significantly reducing the financial operational impact of maintenance. And as I mentioned at the beginning, of course, the passengers and their satisfaction are one of the top priorities for the airline industry. And passengers have left significantly positive reviews for Airbus in the past. One of those reasons is that Airbus aircraft are comparably quiet inside as opposed to Boeing. And the Airbus A350, as I mentioned before, and also the Airbus A380, which is the largest aircraft anywhere in the world, are so quiet you can rest and sleep better. Passengers, as a result, are more rested when they arrive at their destination, even after a long distance flight, which is very important if you consider the jet lag. And finally, just to have a look into the future, Airbus is a great competitor with very high potential towards Boeing. The reason for that is that Airbus has already begun to launch a series of initiatives to make traveling more enjoyable and prioritize sustainability with a commitment to environmental protection initiatives. Based on what the airline ratings site states, by 2035, Airbus will have introduced what it calls circularity and integrate the next generation cabin in a hydrogen-powered aircraft and support the reduction of emissions intensity for the existing global aircraft fleet. So to sum this up, Airbus, in my mind, is definitely the best aircraft there is in the world. Once again, as someone who has flown not only Airbus and Boeing, but also other aircraft types, I can say that Airbus is my favorite, and I have deep confidence that it will be even more successful in the future. Thank you.